That's good. Her name is Monika Dannemann. Oh, that sounds like demon. And his chart is filled with Mercury a lot, which is considered the devil. Gemini, mostly the devil. Considered the devil in astrology and zodiac sign and stuff. But yeah, Monika, the man, she the man of him. So I'm just playing for real though. She must have demanded him to death because it said that's who he was last with in bed. He overdosed off of whatever this is, asparica, some type of drug. I think she slipped it in his cup. I watched a little documentary not too long ago, like a few years ago, of his. It was just one little documentary on YouTube. But, you know, you can't trust everything you see and read. But for me, it seemed realistic. They say he spent all day with a brown-skinned girl. But supposedly, when I read on Google recently, just earlier, they tried to say he was with her all day and then went back to the place, went back home. And he ended up dying in the room with her beside him. But she ended up dying too, so, and on April the 5th, a few years after. But, that's crazy. But yeah, he overdosed after spending time with somebody, one of them females. I could have sworn, if I'm not correct, in the documentary, it was a chocolate female or a brown-skinned female he spent all day with. Then he went back to her because he was like in an entanglement or something. He couldn't choose or something, or she was dominating over him in a relationship, like not letting him be free. And he's a Sagittarius. They like to be free. They like to do what they want to do and then come back like they ain't do nothing wrong to you. But if you do something wrong to them, it's the end of the world for you. Which I guess it is. But I think since it's cardinal, it could like lead to like open relationships due to them having the moon sign and cardinal signs, and it's squared. And the moon signs at home, they're considered good with your parent, your motherly figure, your mom or your dad and stuff. That's probably why he was just a musical person, because he probably had good influence on him to, you know, prosper within the music career. And for her with the moon sign in Aries, she probably is real like determined. She doesn't really try to, you know, connect to her emotional side, or which they could probably connect on a lot. They could be probably like in the same wavelength of communication. They probably like knowledge and talking about knowledge that end or knowledge that's an ever ongoing thing. Just real floaty and communication. Then her Venus is in Sagittarius too, so that's a connection right there. Got Cancer and Capricorn, so that's the type of person he'll be looking for in a female. So somebody real mothering and somebody that's real like in the physical realms, able to find stability for herself or himself. Just somebody real feminine and a cardinal aspect. And then she's looking for somebody that's real masculine and the masculine cardinal effect. So Aries, Libra. And I bet you that's what he was kind of considered. He ended his life experiencing somebody that was really significant for him in a romantic sense. That doesn't mean she could have been his ultimate person, but I feel like their chart fits each other real good due to her or in a man with her Venus, Jupiter, and Juno all collected together. And then he's looking for a feminine with his Venus, Jupiter, and Juno connected together. So they're both cardinal and outgoing. Proactive due to him also having like a drug addiction and stuff. So both their rising is Leo And then their chart together, they got a lot of fours, so that's a good thing. Like, it gives a real homey feel. Someone that wants, to keep the home good behind closed doors and stuff. Also, they probably could find a friend in each other, a teacher, somebody, genuine connection, romantic relationship. And that's what Monika, I think that's her name, and Jimi Hendrix had together before his dying days or his last days. He was 27 and his birthday is on the 27th of November. That's crazy. But when I calculated these numbers up for his Venus and his Jupiter and his Juno, it went up to 28, which is Aries, a second boost of Aries in degrees. And he died a year before that number. So self-love is definitely important within being with other people. And I feel like he didn't have that. Dude, she was questioned and was trying to say she probably did it. Like, she probably gave him the pill, but they couldn't really tell because when they did the autopsy on his body, it was showing signs of like struggling, or like somebody has some influence within the death of him. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But she didn't go to jail. She just died in her normal way. She died on April the 5th, with her birthday being November the 5th. So real close in numbers. She stayed in the one digit. Is demeanor. Like, she got a demeanor about her. So she probably was a kind of Aries type of person. I mean, she was an Aries moon, so makes sense. She's very Mars dominant. Probably within a relationship, she probably was real aggressive, or my stuff wouldn't go her way. But yeah, anyway, her name is Monika Demeanor. I wouldn't be giving off red flags for people and ain't red flags, but his death was kind of wild, to say the least bit. His music real good and stuff. He lit. He was lit anyway. But yeah, he's fire element, which is crazy because she's fire from the beginning. Like, her chart is Scorpio and Aries, which is Mars, which is fire. So that kind of helps within feeling like you met somebody that's supposed to be around with you and in your life. And then his inner planets do not fall in earth signs. So he wasn't really a stable person. Probably he was probably all over the place, like I just said. Mutable mode and dominant amongst inner planets. So he does give off more of a mutable sign dominant person than she do too, because she got a lot of Sagittarius in her chart, which is good. The sign, so he probably felt like she was like a twin flame. The sign Sagittarius is home to a large portion of the inner planet, which is about education, more knowledge, and awakening to new things and stuff, which I feel like they both was having within being connected to each other, with them having Mercury in Sagittarius, Venus in Sagittarius, and some other planets in Sagittarius, squares and opposites. See, and her moon is squared to his Jupiter, so her emotions was squared with his luck. So